Well, all right. I am back out in the beautiful Cherokee National Forest, and I have come a little bit of a ways down this forest access road to find this pretty decent little pull-off. I've never stayed at this pull-off specifically, but I have been down this road before, quite a ways, and let me tell you what, it keeps going for miles, miles and miles. I have no idea how far it actually does go, but I'd like to find out one day, maybe when I have a little bit more gas. But yeah, if you've seen any of my past videos, you'll know that forest road pull-offs are my jam. So no crazy detailed plans this time, just out here for the afternoon and hopefully for the first half of tomorrow. So yeah, but it's like I've said before, sometimes going in without any plans leads to the best surprises. So we'll see what happens. Shoot, that pine is burning so well. that I'm gonna have to go cut some more if I want to have a fire up into the night. All right, it is a beautiful morning out here in the forest, and last night was so great. It was so quiet, it was warm. I was able to keep the back hatch on the van open all night and just enjoy the sounds. Really good sleep, let me tell you what. But yeah, I'm just enjoying some coffee right now, and getting finishing kind of waking up. And if you've seen any of my past videos, you'll know that I am a big fan of just hiking roads. And this kind of road right here, this one that's closed to motor vehicles but open to foot traffic, I particularly like these because you don't run into vehicles. You rarely run into people, and that's really nice. It just makes for a super peaceful hike most of the time. And that is one of the things about pull-offs, forest road pull-offs, that I like so much, is not only does it usually give you a pretty solid place to camp, to car camp at least. I don't know about tent camping, but yeah, it gives you a solid place to park for the night. You're out in the forest, obviously, so you're surrounded by all the beauty, but also a lot of these forest road pull-offs are the beginnings of, forest access roads that are closed. And in that kind of situation, I kind of look at it as your own little personal trailhead to start a nice hike. So I don't know how far this road goes up into these hills, but I do want to find out here in a little bit. Yeah, last night when I was looking for firewood, I saw a little turkey hen. I'm not sure if that's what you call the females, but yeah, it was definitely a little female on this road. She ran off down the hill, but then later in the night, I kept hearing these footsteps pretty close to the van, in the leaves, and it sounded like whatever it was walking on two legs, just the rhythm of the footsteps. Now, I'm not an expert on that kind of thing, so it could have been something on four legs just stepping in a certain way, or it sounded like it was on two. But yeah, I figured it was probably that turkey, or a turkey, just walking around. But it wasn't scared of me. I'll tell you what, whatever it was, it put the light out in the woods, and it didn't even change its walking pattern. It just kind of slowly seemed to fade out up this road. So might see some turkeys out here today. You never know. You know what's interesting and something I think about a good bit is how the forest is, it's always watching you, you know? Something's always watching you out here. Whether it's, you know, an owl, a hawk, a deer, a turkey, the insects, the whole forest has always got eyes on you in some form. And I don't know, I just think that's cool. For me, the way I think about that kind of thing is, you know, it's almost hard to tell. Like, you could divide it up into the different observers watching you. Like, oh, that's the owl watching you, or that's the deer. But another way to look at it is the combination of all those eyes on you. It's kind of like the forest itself, you know? The forest's collection of observers is kind of sensing your presence, and I don't know, I think that's kind of neat. And you know, another thing, I've heard hypotheses about the mycelium, you know, the fungus in the ground, you know, in the earth itself. And there's so much of it under every footstep, I've heard. Those networks of fungi. I've even heard people say that it's possible that the mycelium can sense movement, you know, footsteps and things like that. I don't think it's like abundantly clear whether that's the case or not, but I think it's certainly possible. That wood wide web, you might have heard it called, it can kind of keep track of things other than just, you know, the stationary plants and things. That it might be able to kind of detect the movements of the animals in the forest. Again, I don't know if that is a certain thing. I think that the jury's still out on that one. But yeah, no, it is an interesting thing to think about at the least. And that's something about nature, is we don't know the half of it, you know? We don't know the half of it. We have no idea what's possible here on this planet. The kinds of things that could be. That's something to think about. So, looks like this road has hit a dead end, but there was a side road a little while back, kind of overgrown. I don't know how far it goes, but I might see if I can check that out. Well, I'll tell you what, this trail has definitely turned into an overgrown, ambiguous situation. So it would be very easy for me to lose the trail if I'm not careful. It looks like someone's taken a horse through here, or a few horses. There's a lot of footprints, so I guess as long as I can keep track of those, I should be able to find my way back. Should be. We'll find out. Well, all right. This trail has become very difficult to see. I still see some horse hoof tracks, but yeah, I am just not confident enough in my navigation abilities to keep on going. I'll be honest with you. I was tempted. I was very much tempted to try to hoof it up this hill because I'm not certain, but if I do have my bearing, I think the road is just up that hill. And I would have tried that at one point in my life, but I think I'm gonna try to play it safe today and go back the way I came, because I am definitely not familiar with this area. Not familiar enough to try something like that today. So I'm gonna see if I can find the trail. I came in here by and see if I can make it back to the main road. You know, I've talked about it a little bit in past videos about the risk of getting lost out on a hike like this, especially one where the trail just gets really hard to see. And I don't know if this is your experience, but for me, I've noticed that when I'm hiking, the hike in somewhere seems to go a lot faster than the hike out. And I'm sure there are a number of reasons for that perception. I think it probably has to do with energy levels. When you're going in, you know, you've obviously got more energy than when you're going out, so it can feel a little bit like a slog on the way back. But yeah, it's very easy going in when that sense of time is kind of different to think you've gone a shorter distance than you actually have. Sometimes going in, you're just covering ground, you know, and you kind of lose track of how far you've gone. At least that's my experience. But for me, it's very easy in that state of mind, that going in perception mode, to think, oh yeah, well, I'll remember that turn, or I'll remember that creek. But the more of those you come to, the less you're gonna remember. Even when you think that you will. And it's like I've said before, and many other people have made this observation, that going in looks different than going out. You're not always looking behind you, so it's not gonna always be familiar when you're going back. But yeah, it is interesting, that sort of skewed sense of time that I've noticed. But trying to get better at gauging that as I do more of this stuff. Hopefully it won't be such a big gap eventually in, you know, just the perception of time and the distance. Well, there she is. There's Mountain Mama. We made it back. Nice one. Well, all right. Made it back to the van in one piece. Yep, didn't see any turkeys today, but that doesn't mean the turkeys didn't see me. So, but yeah, probably just gonna do a quick little litter pickup here where I camped last night, just to leave it a little better than I found it. And then probably gonna head on back into town. But yeah, it's been fun. As usual, thank you for coming along and hanging out. I guess I'll see you later.